All right. That was a good one. That was a
Thank
good
you.
one.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, I shouldn't say that.
What were you going to say?
I remember she was on Bobby Jones once when I was like 12.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a joke that I made, but it was really dark, right? It was a dark joke. Because she was like, right before she started singing, she was like, I've been healed from cancer 3 times. Me to my mother. Why does she keep going back to it? No. I understand. It was a bad joke. It was a terrible joke. But it stays in my head.
That is crazy.
It stays
but
in my
also,
head.
I just want to take this time to highlight the fact that you want to paint me as a
Hey, it don't matter because none of this is making the show. This right here.
I got to figure out a way to lock the edits.
This right here will not make the show.
I'm gonna figure out a way to lock the edits. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be in there. I'm a petition. Anyway, hi guys.
Hey Saints.
Hey
Saints. To anybody who is tuning in through YouTube, I just want to say, give a shout out to Zamir's vest because this is gorgeous.
Oh,
look
thank you so much.
Over there looking like you drawn.
No, thank you so much. Thank you. God bless. Okay, shout out to Jasmine. Mona Lisa. Yes. God bless you. Thank you so much.
I love that.
I do what I can, sometimes,
I was
just a little
gonna
razzle, that's
compliment you off air, but I was like, let me save it for the show. Let the people see me give you flowers, because I know every now and then I give you a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah.
But it's all love. Look at him. Look at how he's looking. I love that.
Well, God bless you. God bless you. Also, yes, side note, as an aside, okay, it's important to have friends who praise you openly as well as in private, okay? They both do matter, okay? Especially when they want to knock you over the head live and in color when you're on y'all's podcasts and stuff before the people. Anyway,
I don't
thank you so much for that.
I don't know who does that. I don't know who does that.
You don't know.
I don't know that person. What I do know is I am your favorite queer saint, Jame, who would never do such.
And I am also your other favorite queer saint, Zamir, a.k.a. the greatest at it. Why? Because I'm the greatest at being me, baby.
Who else could wear such a thing and pull it off as immaculately? Huh?
You. Not you. Who? Oh, me.
That one. That one there. And that one there.
God bless. God bless. Hey, welcome,
Saints,
y'all.
We are back. We are fresh off the heels of our longest episode.
As a matter of fact, the episode is still running. Okay. Child. That's how long it was.
I don't know what was longer, the episode or Jesse Jackson's funeral. So we will move.
I said that man, you're ready to get up, to lay back down. Y'all, I mean, churched and sang and whatnot. Now, the clips I've seen, I've enjoyed. Mm-hmm. However, what are y'all going to put in the ground? Because he's deteriorated now. He's dead now.
He has been gone for over a month now. It's just
ain't nothing left.
What is she saying? I think the private funeral is today. And then
good God. What did she say in Kingdom Come? Hurry up. Bud can't keep long in this heat. Okay. Put that man in the ground.
Yes.
But yes, R.I.P. to him.
Yes. Rest in peace to legend. Jesse Jackson.
Rainbow Coalition King.
Yes. Come on, Rainbow Coalition. And the Push Coalition.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't know. I saw that he has an album with the Hawkins. I said, excuse this?
Doing what?
So there's like a Push Coalition choir, and the album has the Hawkins on it, and it has Jesse Dixon, I want to say, and a couple other artists. I'm like, wow.
I was going to say something real. I was going to, because you said Jesse Dixon. I said, well, any of the Gators on there? But that wouldn't be necessary for them. That wouldn't be appropriate for them.
Jesse was still singing with the Blacks at the time.
Okay. All right.
At the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. You're so shady.
I'm shady?
So shady.
Whatever.
For you to be in such a bright light over there, you're such a shady character. Wow.
No. Not me. Speaking of shade, speaking of shade, okay, I wanted to talk about the BAFTA award situation.
Ooh.
Okay, you're familiar with what went down, right?
I am familiar with what
Okay,
went down.
I think it is. I think it was a horrible misstep on the the side of BAFTA. Okay,
Mhm.
actually, let's lay a foundation for the people. For those who aren't familiar, and correct me if I'm wrong, the BAFTA is like an awards series situation thing over
Yes.
across the pond, right, in
Award
UK.
show over in Britain.
Right. Okay. And Sinners was nominated and won some things,
Hmm.
just as it has over here in the States. Okay. Because it's
Hmm.
that good of, honestly, it's just an entire entity all in and of itself,
Yes.
not just a movie. Anyway, it was a movement. But as Delroy and Michael were accepting their award, or were they presenting? I can't remember. But anyway, they were
They
up
were
on stage,
presenting.
and an actor, or maybe I don't know if he was an actor in the movie or the movie was made about him. But anyway,
He's an activist who made a movie.
made the movie. Okay, and I think the movie
Yeah.
was about him, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And people with Tourette's.
and thank you. So with he has Tourette and an uncontrollable outburst. He said the N word from the crowd as
Hmm.
Delroy and Michael were on stage. And two things I wanna highlight: the fact that BAFTA, they made statements about the situation, but I don't ever recall there being an apology.
There wasn't one.
Right. There was never an apology or direct acknowledgement towards Delroy and Michael and any other black actors or anybody in the building concerning the outburst. Also, it wasn't edited out of the airing of the thing, even though it was recorded 2 hours prior to its release. Now, I later found out that the same thing happened when our girl, she played opposite Michael.
Woomy.
Yes, when she went up there, the same thing happened to her, but
Yes.
that one was edited out.
Yes.
Now, I believe Warner Brothers, they're like, hey, what happened? Why wasn't it edited out? Excuse me, why was only one of two edited out, not the other? And again, where's the apology here? Now,
Hmm.
I understand that with such, I don't say condition, but with Tourette's, things are uncontrollable, right? You can't
Yeah.
control everything and all that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to begin to try to understand how that is because I don't have it, right?
Hmm.
So I want to be sensitive in that fact. However, I will say that maybe where he's from and the environment that he's in, as far as like his family, friends, and all that, and those who are familiar with him, close to him, and all that, maybe they have curated an environment to where he doesn't have to apologize or where he
Hmm.
doesn't have to acknowledge those things because it is involuntary to a certain extent. However, that's not the same with everybody in the world. In every room that you go into, every space that you're in, that's not necessarily everybody's take on the thing. Everybody isn't comfortable with that. And for me, okay, when I'm in the grocery store, right, and I'm passing buggies with somebody,
Yeah.
okay, and maybe our buggies touch or whatever, and oop, my apologies, I'm so sorry. Oh no, it's me. Oh no, you're not in the way. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. And we
Hmm.
keep it moving.
Because it was unintentional, but you still bumped up against them, and so you apologized.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm trying to say. It would have been it would have been a credit to you had you had an aside or had something or made a statement and say, "Hey, although it was involuntary and I meant nothing by it, right? I do apologize for that. I apologize that this outburst, this involuntary situation has in any way tried to upstage or overshadow your moment, right? Okay, because the work you've done is incredible, right?
Hmm.
You are an incredible actor. Something along those lines would have sufficed. Okay, but none of that happened from anybody,
Yeah.
and
I
that
think he even released a statement, but that statement still didn't necessarily include an apology.
and that's what I'm saying. It only reinforces the idea that you don't care, right? The lack of
Hmm.
apology, the lack of acknowledgement, specifically to the black people in the room. okay, only signifies the fact that you don't care. You don't see us as anything other than props. Anyway, that was my 2 cents on that.
Now, I've also seen people make the argument that nobody in the room was protected. Even the guy who had Tourette's was also not protected because it was a contained incident that should have never made it to the rest of us. Especially if this is not a live show, it's live to tape, which means you go back and you edit this.
Mm-hmm.
They edited they edited out his other outbursts
Mm-hmm.
to other people
Mm-hmm.
because apparently he had outbursts all night, and at
Mm-hmm.
some point he was like, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead
Remove
and
myself.
remove myself. But those were all edited out. That one somehow stayed in there.
Ain't no somehow they left it in
And
there.
Warner Brothers, prior to the show being released, had hit them up like, hey, make sure you get that out.
Mm-hmm.
No dice.
No dice.
And so there's also an argument that's been made about the way that they handle race overseas.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the originals, the OGs of it all.
The OGs.
Yeah. And they were like, that was probably intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And which is why we have not gotten an apology. It's just been excuses after excuses after excuses, and nobody's apologized. But I do love that the actors and other people have been rallying around
For sure.
Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I love that they've been rallying around them. I also love that I am seeing people who are like, okay, this is a nuanced conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Let me not put too much heat on him.
Right.
Because one, I don't understand the condition. I don't have
Right.
it. I can't speak for it.
Exactly.
And then two, I do understand enough to know that that was not intentional. So I make space for that.
Right.
Can I be upset? Yes. Can I also
Absolutely.
make space that that wasn't something that you shouted out intentionally?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So I do appreciate that we are seeing that level of nuance in a
Right.
lot of these conversations. Not all of the conversations, but in a lot of the conversations.
Yes. And also it highlights the fact, or it highlights the importance of differences and how differences should be treated within society, right?
Yeah.
Too often we are focused on hiding differences, or too often our differences have been used as weapons, right?
Yeah.
And in situations like this, that comes to a head. And so now you have all these different things that should have been celebrated and should have been, advocated for, that we could, in this instance, use to come together and know how to navigate through.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is the first, right? You know what I'm saying? Is this the first time we've seen so many different differences come together at one time, and we don't know what to do? We don't know who's responsible. Where do we go from here? What's the recourse and all that? We're figuring it out because we ain't never really talked about all these things out loud at the same time, right? But yeah, and to that point of differences and what have you, I wanted to talk about the idea of color and the phrase or the saying, I don't see color. I think we should steer away from that phrase because honestly, I understand that a lot of times when it's being said by people who mean well, people who just want to be, in community, in fellowship with their brothers, sisters, whatnot. And I get that. But I want people to understand that that phrase has now been conflated with unity, right? And it is important that you do see color. All right. It is important, not color, that you do see the differences, and the differences that you do see are celebrated, right? Just as long as they aren't destructive to you or them or the community that either of you represent, right? Especially if the communities overlap. So with that being said, I think we should stop saying that because that phrase represents, like I said, before, an erasure of identity, right?
Yes.
Not only identity, but the pain and the sufferings and all those things that have been done to a person or people that make them who they are and all that came out of that. And also, we can't get anything from that if you've erased the identity, you've erased the pain and the sufferings and all that. You also erase the responsibility and accountability. And then from that, you also erase any restitution, any repayment,
And there it
anything
is.
that comes thereafter. So because why am I repaying you if I say I don't owe you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now people who would have been held responsible and accountable have now been absolved
Mm-hmm.
of those things. Okay. And now because I don't see color, it's all one big blob to me. Right.
Yeah.
And so anything that comes out of Black culture, anything that comes out of Black people in general is now everybody's. It
Yeah.
belongs to everybody. Okay.
AAVE is now Gen Z slang and TikTok talk. Is it now?
Is it? Streetwear. At one point in time, Aggie pants, Aggie shirts, all this stuff. That was hood stuff. That was ghetto stuff. You're a thug. You're a gangbanger. Okay, you are. But now selling it for $500 a pop.
It belongs to all of us.
To all of
Right?
us.
It's not. It was never. It's ours.
I was in an Uber, and the Uber guy, he was like German. I think he was German, either German or Russian. Anyway, I was there, and he had his music playing, and I was listening to his music, and it was rap. They were rapping, right? But it was in German.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, "Oh, we literally are all over the world. K-pop,
All over.
huh?
K-pop.
What is that?" Okay, if the origin, okay. Anyway, let me slow down. Let me slow down.
Child, because if you get into the origin of K-pop, then you got to go to the pop boy bands, and who are they modeled after? Huh? Okay.
I just want us to really understand that saying I don't see color is really someone usually deferring to avoidance, deferring to the idea that I don't have to do the work that is required to change my perspective.
Yeah.
Right? If I could just, because so much of the idea of race and color and those things were created to create division and destruction, right? They were
created by the same people who say that they don't see it now. Huh?
same name, same people. Huh?
You created this system, but now you don't.
Now you don't want, because you understand that if you actually do the work, you would have to admit that those things were used for your benefit and everybody else's destruction. Okay.
Yes.
And then you would have to hold yourself accountable and say, "Oh, actually, we were the problem." Okay. That's too much work. There's too much thinking. Okay. There's too much guilt. I don't want to do that. So let's just erase it all.
Yeah.
Let's just defer to this idea of me not seeing color. We're all God's children and all this. If God created me a Black man and put me on this earth, do you really think he intended for nobody to acknowledge it? Come on, somebody. If my entire existence on this earth is as a Black man, do you think God intended for you to tell me that it doesn't matter? Doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. But anyway, like I said, because that idea of color and race has now become so stigmatized and it's become coupled with all the trauma and the terror, okay, and the domestic terrorism, okay, associated with race and color, people have now, that has a nasty taste in their mouth. But brother, sister, I impress upon you and I encourage you to actually see the person for who they are and who God created them to be. Because everybody is like a puzzle piece. Everything is the fingerprint. All that is unique to the person, and it's also, and then goes from there. Unique to their family. Their family is unique to the community. The community is unique to the bigger community and the bigger conglomerate of society, and so on and so forth. Right? But it all has to be acknowledged. Everybody has their place. Everybody has their space. Their grooves. Okay, you have to acknowledge that fact. Otherwise, it won't fit.
It won't fit. It won't fit. It won't work.
It won't work. So that
Now,
Go ahead. Go
My
ahead.
thought on the phrase, I think a lot of times those in power come up with certain phrases and
Mm,
things to skirt accountability.
for sure.
And then those things trickle down to the average person. Just like where, let's say, the current president starts a phrase called fake news because he doesn't want accountability for any of the things that he's doing. And then it trickles down to the local bagger at the grocery store who doesn't believe anything that comes across the news, his local news station.
Yep. Yep.
And
It's a tactic.
it started as a tactic
Hmm.
from somewhere.
For sure.
And now the everyday person doesn't realize
What's happening?
the what's happening, what's going on. He doesn't realize, and he's just saying this because it now becomes a
Yep.
part of
Boom.
the
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 greater
the
conglomerate. It's the
ethos, that
lexicon. Yeah.
the lexicon, all of that.
Yeah.
And so now we have people who are like, well, I know that some people are racist, but not me. I don't see color, ma'am. Let a 6'4" black man walk up on you in the elevator. Where's your purse? All right, you don't see color. You see that scary black man.
Come on, somebody.
Say you sit in first class and see if somebody asks you if you belong there. Is
How
that
did you get
person?
here? What do you do?
How many people have been harassed at their homes and had police called on them at their homes because the white people in the neighborhood was like, "What are you doing here?
I
Huh?"
I got two stories for that. So first thing, I want to go back to what we were talking about, like with the point you made about how it started here and comes down. It's literally
Mhm.
like a game of like the what do you call it, the 3 card Monty, and people don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. And it's just another way for them to move the goalpost, right?
Yes.
Now we just gonna shuffle down the way because they're catching on to us. So we got to switch it up. We got shuffle rotation type situation. But to your point about like not seeing color, but when the black man comes on the thing, when my uncle had passed away, I don't know if I told the story. My uncle had passed away, my mother's brother, and there was a white lady, elderly white lady. We've known her for years. She knows us for years and all that. She was there at the funeral and she wanted to, at a certain point during the funeral, like the procession kind of goes and everybody
Hmm.
greets the family. Well, anyway, it was like that, but it was towards the end. So now it's more of like a throng of people. And so she wanted to speak to my grandmother um, and everything and all that. But she got me and she said, like, hey, can you take me to your grandma? Now, mind you, she's elderly, but not like she's not frail.
Yeah.
Not she wasn't at that time or anything. So she could have just said, excuse me, made her way through and gotten there. She needed me as an escort. And on one hand, and I'm like, okay, she's a lady, I'm giving the grace. But on the other hand, I thought, had this been a room full of white people, would you have felt the need to grab anybody to escort you to where you want to go? Because everybody here for the most part, or at least everybody on the road that you were trying to get to. You knew me, okay? You know my mother, you know my grandmother, my sisters, all that. You know our faces, right? And you only are a few steps away. And it wasn't like she was being blocked or anything like that. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's there. It's in your subconscious somewhere. Okay. The other thing, I was at work and this gentleman was telling me a story. He's new to the area and he just won a seat in like the city council or something like that. Anyway, so he and his family moved down to a certain neighborhood. But he already had amassed a certain amount of wealth and all that. Anyway,
Hmm.
and he noticed that there was a police officer off to the in the cut. He's kind of like circling, and he was like, he paid him no mind. He was like, maybe this is just a regular patrol. I'm new to the area. This is like usually what they do. One day, he and his wife, they had come home, and something about the key. Anyway, they had to go through the back door to get inside of the home. Right?
Hmm.
Police officer comes up and he says, knocks on the door. He's like, hey, can I come inside? No greeting, nothing. Do you mind if I come inside? And he's like, come inside for what? And he says, well, I noticed that y'all were having trouble with getting inside of the home. So I just want to make sure that this is your home. None of it made sense. And I'm like, huh? First of all, if you noticed that they were having trouble with their home. Hey, why didn't you step in to assist when you noticed that there was trouble? Saying. Second thing, if they're in it now, what purpose would you serve? Third thing, how would you be able to verify that this is my home unless you A, sold it to me, or B, are the one who bought it? Okay. Other point, number 4, how were you able to do any of this in or outside of my home? What would you stepping inside of my home, crossing my threshold? How would that help you do any of that? But because he was a black man and there was a black family in a certain neighborhood, you felt the need to insert yourself, right? And he said, long story short, a couple months later, the dude ended up resigning because they were at some kind of political function or whatever. And then the dude was there, and he was like, "Oh, you're city council person. Oh, I'm so sorry. So, and he was trying to like make amends. It was too late by then, and he felt like a target was on his back or whatever. He was like, I don't want no problem, so he just ended up resigning. But yeah, it's crazy. It's a real thing out here. It's in the subconscious. It's like it's there. You can't spit in my face and say it's raining and then all the while do different things like that.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I'm sorry if that I feel like that was a tangent. But getting back on.
No, that was fine. It reminded me of Sinners. Speaking of them, it reminded me of, what was the name? Trying to get into Cornbread. Was that his name? Trying to get into the was that his name?
Yeah. It was Cornbread.
He was trying to get into the juke joint. And I was like, now why are you asking?
If you can get in, get in.
Or when the vampire showed up the first time, and it was like, we heard y'all playing some good music. We play music too. Can we come in?
Boom.
Well,
boom.
No.
Also, no. Okay, thank God for you. That is literally the idea of the I don't see color situation of what we're talking about right now. It's how we went from the scene where they're highlighting the different styles of music and the different generations and the different contributions Black people have made just by being who we are and what's innate to us, how it's on the inside of the house, right? And then there are vampires and different people who want to siphon all of that off of and bring us out. And then the other scene about how everybody, all the Black people and the white people singing and dancing around in the circle, and it's just it's a different sound. But it's not us.
Because what does two different things. You have your culture vultures who are coming to steal, and then you have those who are coming to make you assimilate. And that is how I don't see color works. They get you to abandon your thing so they can take it. And then they also get you to wipe away your identity so you can now become like them.
You don't know any better.
Which is also part of my beef with a lot of us who land in evangelical white churches.
You see, Emin.
Now it is, which I know we've had this discussion before, and I'm going to say this quickly. Now is I'm a Christian before I'm Black. And now it is I don't do those things. I'm not one of them. I'm
Black, but I'm not black.
They get you to deny your identity so they can paint you to look just like them.
Yep.
Get you to assimilate.
Yep.
So now you're one of the good ones. You're not one of them. I never would have been able to tell that you're from the ghetto, the hood. I never would have been able to tell. You're a good one.
Oh, you're from Martin Luther King Boulevard? Oh, wow.
And now here you are, you find yourself in their spaces, and after a while, you realize you can't do any of your Black things. Your Blackness is not welcome here.
Unless they give you permission to do so. And now you're paying $30 for oxtails because they're selling them to you.
And it reminds me of, there's a young man that I'm cool with, and he was down to this church leading worship for a while. And it hurt my heart real bad. It was Black History Month, and they put him up and had him say, it's Black History Month, so here we celebrate all people. I said,
that's literally the opposite, baby. It's if any month, this is the month we do the opposite of that. We are highlighting us, not all people.
You put this Black man up during Black History Month to make a statement about, well, all people. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Or what's that? I saw a clip of a young man saying, well, he's not the only one, but there was a young man saying like how black people don't have culture.
To what you were saying earlier, black is usually specifically they say it about Black Americans.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like you said, rap everywhere, street fashion everywhere, the
Cornrows,
lingo
locks,
everywhere, the way we talk everywhere, the way we
nails,
walk everywhere, fingernails, hair. They are changing their hair
mannerisms.
textures over in Asia to have afros and kinkier hair textures. Hello?
Hello.
We are the culture. Almost nothing makes it to what it is without our
Our stamp
stamp.
of
They use us to start things all the time.
yes.
Fox, UPN,
Yes.
CW,
Yes.
use us to start it. And then it
McDonald's.
moves on. Tubi is now doing huge things after building
Absolutely.
their company off of Black
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Yeah.
but Black
Yeah.
Americans don't have culture. Our food is everywhere. Our music is everywhere. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Okay.
Sure. And speaking of that, Sophia Bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sophia Bush. God bless you wherever you are right now. I hope you get extra sauces in your bag of nuggets. I hope you get a few extra nuggets in the box. I hope they drop a buttload of fries in the bottom of the bag. Okay. I hope that when you go get gas, if you go get gas, I hope that somebody has paid for it for you. Okay. God bless you. Same thing for Yolanda Adams, going back on our last episode.
Yes.
It's okay. But anyway, she said recently, she said, I'm going to quote her on the video. She said, so much of what we love in America comes from Black culture, and white people need to show up for Black people the way they show up to be entertained by Black culture. Simple and plain, plainly articulated.
She wrote the vision and made it plain.
Literally. And without the vision, the people will what?
They perish.
I mean, because you benefit off the thing. We want the black bodies, but we don't want the souls inside of them.
Yeah.
We just want what comes from the souls.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
But we also see that with AI. You notice that a lot of the AI content, the music and video content, is
Real black.
Black voices or hood scenarios.
Okay.
And they're not being created by Black people.
Or you got like, I saw a video of this. It was like a preacher. She was a elderly Black woman, and she was a preacher. She was inside of her home, and she was saying all types of crazy stuff. And I'm like, this isn't accurate. This can't be real. And come to find out, it was AI. Yeah. It was AI. They they know how to exploit certain sectors and certain sections of Black people.
Mm-hmm.
And
reminds me of Get Out.
Yes.
Where now I have control over the Black body.
Yes. Yes.
I can make Black content now.
Because I'm in the side of a Black body. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. That's how it was. What's that? The scene in The Fighting Temptation when he was making the presentation about the malt liquor, and they were talking about like the targeted demographic, and he was like, "You can say it," and the man was like, "Black people." It's the same idea. It's the same idea. We're guinea pigs for a lot of things. Also, y'all not telling me nothing. During the height of the pandemic, that chicken sandwich, something was going on with that. Okay. Now, and I feel like you're getting ready to say, "Oh, I had a few." How many have you eaten?
I had a couple.
Or just a couple?
At the time, I had a couple.
Yes.
I waited until the hype died down because who was about to say that line?
No. Oh, it was crazy. It was crazy. And I was like, something ain't right, y'all. They doing something. Okay. Because also the sandwich had been on the menu for a while. But anyway, so yeah, we just got to keep your third eye open, y'all, and do the things. But yes, so yeah, keep y'all third eye open and please pay attention to what y'all got going on, like what's happening out here. Slight little segueing into what's going on in Texas. Well, excuse me, all around America, as far as like voter suppression is concerned, because I know I was reading different things. somebody was like, "Oh, I've been voting at the same poll for like the 18 years, right? Because I've been living in this neighborhood for 20 years. Now, all of a sudden, I go to vote and I see that the lines have been split. Democrats over here, Republicans over here. That's never happened. Then I met by somebody who's asking me, where I live and this, that, and the other. And then they redirect me to go down to 10 miles down the road to vote all of a sudden. Whereas before I left the house, I checked to make sure that I'm at the right station. Right now, I got to leave this station, drive 30 minutes down the road, and get in line. And apparently, the polls weren't supposed to be. This was in Texas. The polls weren't supposed to be closed until like 9, I believe it was, because they got an extension. But all of a sudden, they shut them down at 7, and then the other polls for the Republicans and then the other people, they got to go until about like 10. Y'all, we got to pay attention, and also not only pay attention. I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this. We've been marching, we've been praying, and we've been picketing for a while. Okay, we've been trying to get it back right by the rules. Okay, but dear hearts, the rules have been put in place to keep us down. How are we supposed to ask for the things that were taken from us by force? We see it happening. It's always been happening. It is a racist, bigoted nation that was founded by racists and bigots. And then they do racist things. And we're like, oh, we gotta sue them, or oh, we gotta do this, or oh, we gotta do. Baby, the judge is the Klan, the sheriff is the Klan, the police officer is the Klan. So we're gonna call the Klan on the Klan. At a certain point, you might have to pick up your sword and shield. Like we're seeing it happening. It's happening, and it's like we're just calling it out. Yes, we're calling it out. That's where it starts. The acknowledgement is where it starts. Now we need to do some action. We need some real action in behind the things. We have to dismantle the thing from the inside out. Right? That's the way to do it without a certain amount of bloodshed. We got to do something, y'all.
We do have to do something.
Go ahead.
I think we are also the only ones who are not the only ones. I think the minorities here in the country are not aware that the others have their systems set in place, and they also have been preparing in case we ever decide to buck the system.
Yeah.
And in case there's ever a revolt, there are a line of them.
Lines.
Praying and waiting for the day and preparing for the day that they can hunt us down.
Yeah. Yeah.
And why do you think they're protecting their gun rights so hard?
Right.
So that they can have 50-11 guns at the house. Who are they what are they preparing for? What are they preparing for? It's not an attack from foreign people on American soil. They're preparing in case the rest of us Americans decide to revolt. We already see how they acted at the last few protests, and how people have come and have killed people at protests and have gotten off. And how that has also emboldened them to be like, okay, I can do it too.
Yeah.
And they've been preparing for it. And the way that things are going, I think they are
ready.
Pushing for it.
Yes.
They're pushing for it. If you listen to the rhetoric from that man in the White House, had he by some way lost that last election after doing all the trickery that they did to win it, there would have been blood in the streets.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And they are still preparing us. Well, they're not preparing us, but they're still throwing out them dog whistles to their base.
For sure. And honestly, I feel like at this point, I don't want to say it's inevitable, but it is what it is. Ain't but so much we gonna take as Black people. And so if nothing's changing for us and we're tired of it, you got to fight the bully. You have to understand that, okay, despite how many guns or how long they've been preparing and all this, that, and the other, they're not above defeat. And they're not above, yes, we might lose people as casualties of war and all this, that, and the other. But the bottom line is, if we do go down, we're not going to do it without a fight. Because it's not keeping them, us not fighting is not keeping them off of us.
Yeah.
Right? Because we were always minding our business. And yet and still, here they come. Okay. And so if Us not fighting is not keeping them off of us, and they're pushing for a fight. Okay, and we don't have anything left to give them. Give them what they want. Give them what they want. Make it, and even if it's the worst thing in the world, take a rib out the side. You see what I'm saying? Okay, if you want to wrestle with the angel, boom, hit him in the hip. You'll never walk the same. Okay, what Denzel say? I'm
I'm
not
leaving
leaving
here
here
with something.
empty-handed. I'm leaving with,
I'm leaving here with something.
with something. Okay, I need you to question yourself every time you think about messing with me. I need you to do a double take. Actually, is this worth it? If I don't take you out here altogether. Anyway, so yeah, I just y'all pay attention. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
I do believe in like the nonviolent movement and all that stuff, and I see all the progress that we've achieved
Yes,
through it. I do see how also us trying to do it the right way, going to the courts and getting stuff on paper. So we have this trail, getting stuff signed into law and stuff,
for
which took
sure.
a very, very, very long time. I
Very
see
long
how
time.
that fight works.
Absolutely.
Also, like you said, see how they are actively fighting against us
Yes.
as we are trying to do things.
Yeah.
They are working overtime, overtime, overtime to undo them. And I
Absolutely.
think there was a time where we thought things were settled into law, and we see them being undone, and we see there's a game plan to undo more things. And
Yeah.
we see where the Department of Education just posted a picture that said, "Education was it make education great again, or make schools great again?" And it was like a picture from the 50s of
Make
an
schools
all
great
white
again.
classroom.
Yep.
The things are right in
Yeah.
front of our face.
Who was it
They're
that
right
said?
there.
Was it Booker T. Washington or George Washington? Somebody, one of them, had said that if you deny the black man, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially, like if you deny black people, they're gonna rip up the things that they created. We're gonna rip it from the seams. Okay, we're gonna undo it. It's all gonna we're gonna destroy it. If you're not gonna pay me for my work, I'm gonna smash it. That's
Mhm.
it. Because it's not fair, it's not right. And also, I think part of it is the fact that a lot of black people are believing that we're not as equipped for war. Yeah, and a lot of black people, because I get it. Everybody don't want to fight. Everybody
Mhm.
don't want to be bothered with all that. I get that. But in order for there to be pieces on the other side of the fight,
Yeah.
and you being complicit or you not doing anything is not going to keep you safe all the time,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Right? Sometimes the safety and all that is your responsibility. It's inside of your hands and what you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you don't meet the fight, but the fight meets you. And to think that it's some kind of like fear in the back of the mind. I don't know what this white man is capable of. I don't know what this white man don't know what you are capable of.
Mhm. You
Okay.
ever see where people be like, "Don't worry about this animal. He's more afraid of you than you are of it."
That might be
I
so,
think,
but I'm not taking any chances.
and there's that, because I do know for sure that historically speaking, they've been more afraid of us than we've been of them. But that fear also leads them to strike, which is why we're like, I ain't gotta walk next to your dog. It's not gonna bite you. Okay, I'm not gonna be in position to find out.
I think it's not gonna bite me because I'm on the other side of the street,
Hello, I'm
minding my
across the
business.
street.
But understand that if it growls at me or shows its teeth, I'm knocking it in the head
That's just that.
because I
That's
moved
just
out of the
that.
way to spare you, me, and everybody else of any of that. But now you wanna meander where I am, and then the thing snaps at me, and then I kicked it in the face, and now you sad.
Now you upset. My dog.
My dog,
My
my dog. Well, if you
my
loved it,
life.
thank you. If you loved the dog as much as you said, you would have kept it over there. Anyway. So yeah, it's just a lot of things going on right here, and I want us to just be vigilant, I guess, and not let the world gaslight us into believing things that
Yeah.
aren't true.
Yeah.
Okay, your differences do matter as they should be celebrated because in order to have real unity and keep immunity, we have to celebrate one another, learn from
Mhm.
each other, right,
Mhm.
and grow. Everybody's a puzzle piece. Everybody has their space and their place. Take it
Yeah.
up, okay?
And as we've said before, if we are all God's children, if we are all kingdom citizens, then the kingdom has to represent each and every one of us. It cannot be assimilation to one group. because then what is the need for our diversity? Diversity, equity, and inclusion are all kingdom principles. These are all things taught by my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Yes. Who reigns over the just as well as the unjust. Okay, in the fields, everybody.
Jesus, who condemned empire, and came to tear that sucker down.
This is
not
the house of prayer.
by hand, but through his teaching. And then there's us who have somehow, some way taken those teachings and made them pro-empire, and we have built our empires off of his teachings that were anti. But here we are.
Yay.
Here we are.
Yay. Amen. Praise
and we
God.
Christians have subjugated people, the same people that Jesus said he came to liberate.
Good work, guys.
We did it, Joe.
A bang up job. This is amazing. On a lighter note, hey, let's go into our did we skip our gospel spotlight?
We did, but we'll do it now. Okay, guys, that has been the quiet part. Now let's get into our next segment of the show, our gospel spotlight. And this week we are highlighting none other than legend, choir master, trendsetter, Brent Jones. Brent Jones. Now, Brent Jones is not a name for some reason that gets tossed in the conversation a lot. But
unfortunately,
Brent Jones and the TP Mob and the work that they did in the 99 and the 2000s, and still do, but wildly influential
for sure
in the Black church.
For sure.
Wildly influential in the Black church. Listen, because we had other groups. We had God's Property. We had Radical for Christ. But we had the TP Mob also.
Yes.
And the TP Mob was giving us like R&B tinge gospel.
For sure.
Real bad. Real bad. Loved it.
Real bad.
They said, on Good Times, kick off your shoes and relax. They took an Escape song.
Candy and them.
And flipped that thing.
Okay. Because we're going to have a good time. Everything will be all right. He'll turn your midnight.
Sunshine. Relax your mind.
Lay your worries down. Let me see you. Oh, Jesus.
Listen, song said, it went on to say, I'm so glad trouble don't last. You see how they took
they brought it into
you see how they took
and they flipped that thing
traditional. Who is that? Is that Timothy Wright?
Yeah, yes, Timothy Wright. Brought it into the now and
with Escape.
You
see how they were I'm not about to keep doing that, but you see how they're unapologetically Black.
You see that, and also, do you see how they're celebrating the differences and how the differences the different puzzle pieces come together to form a thing? How it's important. Okay, anyway.
Do you see it?
Anyway.
They also had a song, Rich. I'm so rich.
Yes.
I'm so rich. It doesn't make sense. I can be rich like this. Hey.
Yes, that's a good one.
To be honest, Brent Jones has been one of my favorites since I was a kid.
For sure.
I love his music so bad. So bad.
Back in the day when I used to come home from school, and every day at 4 to 4:30 and then 4:30 to 5, we would have video gospel and was it music gospel? Anyway, it was 2 shows on the Word Network, and they would just show gospel videos for that entire hour. He would be on there, and TP Mob would be on there. Kenton Jones would be on there. Dawkins and Dawkins, they would be on there. Like everybody would be on there. Yeah. Yes. See, they don't know. They don't know.
I don't know about that.
Gosh, but yes, Good Times, my song. Then what's the one with Coco? Don't wait till
midnight.
That was.
There is no. Listen, and I would venture to say that is Coco's best vocal.
Ooh, yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Okay, and that's saying a lot because Coco sings. The girl can't help herself. Okay. Also, her son, J. Michael, another one. Yes. Her mother, also like
Lady Tiba. Yes. A soprano. For
like
sure.
lyrical, like all the things, like coloratura, sprint, all of it. But also they have Brent has a new song, or excuse me, a more recent song.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I think it's a different ensemble, but Nothing Else Matters. It's a real cute.
Nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Nothing
Nothing
else
else matters
matters to
to
me.
me. Yeah.
I love it.
It's
Yeah.
so cute. It's really love it. It's a bob. I could see that as like a You Sunday type of situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He
Love that one.
he is still making hits,
Uh-huh.
still doing it.
Yeah.
I will say, I think I've said this about some others, that there came a lull
Mm-hmm.
in the career for a while,
Mm-hmm.
but then bounced right back
Yeah. Yeah.
here in the last few years. And yeah,
You know who I
I'm a
miss?
big fan. Even the new stuff. Huh?
You know who I miss?
Who's that?
Natalie. If he's ever done anything for you.
Come on, Natalie
It's
Wilson.
done anything.
SOP.
Yes.
Do your
Daddy
way
loves
too.
you. Yes. That was my song. R.I.P. to
Big
yes.
Shiz with
R.
Sean Daniels, a big influence in gospel and R&B and pop.
Yes.
Worked with the likes of even Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Like,
Everybody.
look at all the talent that comes out of the church, the black church specifically.
Specifically.
Also affects the world.
And beyond.
Because if you want to talk about the reach of black culture, a huge percentage of that is black church. The black church has produced and affected a lot of the culture.
So much so there isn't a unit of measurement and able to like encapsulate how much and just how far the reach is, how deep it goes.
Which is why it really perplexes me as to why we are throwing away all our stuff to follow after the. Okay. Hey guys. And now for my 99 cent. Here's what we've been listening to
Go ahead.
this week.
Yeah.
This week, I really still have been on the Ricky Dillard and Ron Carter album, real heavy, Sweet Sweet Spirit. Still.
Yeah.
Still. Promises 2.0 by Lisa Knowles and the Brown Singers is still rocking for me.
Yeah.
I also listened to Bruno Mars's new album, which I pretty much enjoyed.
Good things.
I know that people are saying other things, but I enjoyed it. But also, I love a good like 70s tinge sound. I know a lot of us are currently locked into like the 90s throwbacks of it all. I love a good production with like a full band and
instrumentation
and the instrumentation.
Yes.
Give me 60s, give me 70s, give me that stuff. I love it. And I know it can be, I know that Bruno sometimes is viewed as gimmicky, and it can get that.
It can.
But I enjoyed it.
And also, he can sing, and he's good.
Bruno is a singer.
Yes, and he's good on the instruments and things.
Yes.
He has his place. We appreciate him. Yes. I've been listening to Vincent's album. Jesus Rose it thumps in my AirPods. Okay.
Sing that for
Easter.
Absolutely. Spoiler alert, child. Don't nobody from my church listen.
Yikes. It's okay. Each one teach one, reach one. Okay. It's okay.
But spoiler alert, we're gonna sing that one for Easter.
Amen. Everybody just learn your parts and do the things. Amen. Praise God. Also, I've been listening to, I checked out Brent's new album, Brent Faiyaz's new album. It's really cute. There's some on there that I really do enjoy, but I like what he did with that. But I will say, like, he's a lover boy. So most of his songs are like centered around the idea of like a lover or whatever in the situation and all that. And I appreciate that because as a fellow lover boy, I get it. But also sometimes I'm like, just give me something different. You know, I'm like, talk your stuff and outside of somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like you as a person, just being you. But anyway, that's me. I also revisited Dochi's album. The one with the gator.
Alligator Bites?
Yes. Because Nissan Altima is I needed to hear that one. I needed to, and it's been doing it for me as of late. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I've been listening to.
Okay. I also forgot to mention I listened to Willow's new album. Willow
Smith?
Smith.
She has a new album.
She has a new album.
Didn't know that.
It's like jazz down. She is, the Smiths, for all the flack that they catch, they did something really right with them kids. They are so creative, and they are both working to make the world better.
Yes.
And yes, this album from Willow is like, okay, this is art.
Yeah.
This is art.
Boom.
And that voice.
Yes. She is such a creative chameleon. She can do whatever. She has I love how, because some people, some artists, they'll do anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do everything. She decides what she wants to do and does it well. She's like, you're not going to have me out here doing anything, because I don't have to, because of who I come from and all that. She's using her privilege the right way. And then also, I'm going to put my all into studying whatever it is that I want to do. Whatever sound I want to make, who I want to feature, I'm going to do that thing and I'm going to perfect it. Absolutely. Shout out to her and all of them.
And it absolutely sounds like somebody who has studied.
Yes.
This doesn't sound like somebody who was like, well, I'm just going to make beats. I'm going to learn how to make beats in my
Go to the studio and make some beats.
Let's go to the studio and make some beats. Now, no shade to those people, because I enjoy that stuff as well. But this is like, this gives conservatorship. Is that the word? No, not conservatorship. Conservatory.
There you go. Because conservatorship is Britney Spears. We don't.
Britney Spears. She just got arrested for DUI. Anyway,
they trying to build a case against her. Anyway, I mean, she okay. As a brief aside, yes, she does. Our girl needs some help, right? But again, like we said, same thing with Wendy. We need help from trusted people who have their best interests at heart.
Yes.
Anyway,
I don't trust the people that's been around her, and I don't trust the state either. But yes, those have been the things that we've been listening to. And so, with that in mind, guys, you've made it to the end of another episode of the Hey Saints Podcast.
Yay! Might be our shortest episode yet.
Is the shortest one that we've ever. We did a job coming fresh off the heels of that other one, but y'all needed them lessons,
and we're not sorry. We're not sorry about it.
We're not sorry about it, and we're not done. We'll do more.
Just getting started, baby.
We'll just
do a little shorter, shorter. That's right. We'll give you steak medallions and not a porterhouse. Different for the foodies out there.
Give you a pony instead of a full stallion.
Although I prefer a stallion. Anyway. Oh, come on, somebody. Thank you, Lord.
Anyway, we ain't got to go there.
Uh-oh. And still. Anyway, we love y'all.
I'm with you when you're at. All right.
Close out this show. Come on.
Once again, I'm Jame.
And I'm Zamir.
We love you guys.
Love y'all. See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.